This is gonna be good because now I can read all of my screens and talk to you so I can sound smart. Alright people, welcome to the first episode of So You Want to Sound Smart. The premise of this series is going to be that I want to sound smarter. The way to sound smarter is to know your shit. What we're going to be doing is taking interesting topics that are relevant in the world today and learning a bunch of shit about them so that we can sound smart. Today's topic is energy usage in the US. Clean energy is a super hot topic right now. I think a lot of people don't actually have a good picture of what energy usage in the US looks like, or what the state of clean energy is and how we can get it to where we want it to be, or how our daily lives actually relate to energy usage in the US. I do not know the answers to these questions, but that's what we're gonna figure out today. First things first, I did a little Googling. This is the 2022 energy report. I really hate these plots. They are very hard to read. Of course, the government would put out some shit plots that are impossible to understand, so let's just zoom in on one at a time. Let's start with the one on the left. So at the top we have natural gas, then crude oil, then coal, which I think is one of the worst polluters. Coming in fourth, renewable energy. And at the bottom, natural gas plant liquid. I have no idea what that is. Nuclear. That one's a really interesting one. We could do a whole video about that. And then hydroelectric power coming in last. It's crazy that natural gas is so much higher than oil, coal, and renewable energy. I really wonder what the biggest use case is for that. If you look historically, you can see that coal used to be the most prevalent source of energy, coal and natural gas. We had almost none of the clean energies except for nuclear, which is surprising. I wonder when nuclear was started. Okay, sorry. I'm going on to coal is definitely what I would have expected to be the most prevalent source of energy. I wish I could see this plot going way back because I bet it was almost entirely coal. I'm really surprised that natural gas is so prevalent, but I think I know why. So here's why. Natural gas is a relatively clean burning fossil fuel. It seems like in this transitional state when we want to get to renewable, but we can't yet produce the energy we need from it, natural gas is the best alternative. We are still depending on fossil fuels as a source of about 3/4 of our energy, but we expect it to look more like a third by 2050, which is actually not promising at all. I am surprised to not see higher projections for nuclear. All right, next up, let's look at this next chart. So next, let's talk about gross energy trade in the US. So on the left plot, we have the historical imports and exports and what the projection is out to 2050. Historically, we have imported way more than we've exported. We've been very dependent on other countries. This is probably for things like oil. In the plot on the right, you can see that a huge percentage of the imports has been petroleum. We have been exporting coal and coke. Coke? Ooh, this is interesting. Energy-related CO2 emissions by sector. Let's look at historical usage first. So historically, electric power has been the largest emitter. Just underneath that, transportation, then industrial use, which is like manufacturing, and then residential, super low, and commercial, also very low. Commercial is very similar to residential, except for it's the electricity used to maintain the office buildings and the computers and the air conditioning for corporate buildings as opposed to for your home. So what we are seeing is that electricity is going way down in emissions, and that's almost certainly because of the increase in clean energy. As you can see on the right, transportation is basically correlated directly with petroleum. Coal seems to match the pattern of electric power, which makes sense. Electric power was probably the biggest emitter because of its coal usage. What I want to do next is zoom in into the residential case, so each of our energy usage. Heating and cooling is about 50% of our energy consumption. So I do wonder, a lot of places in New York just have little heating things, NYC radiators. So ACs heat up more quickly than heating systems, aka radiators or boilers, which means less energy waste getting them up to temperature. So because this is sending heated water long distances through pipes, there's significant heat loss. Okay, so overall these things are shit and they're wasting tons of energy and they don't heat anyone up. So, what the fuck, New York? I think that that's everything that I wanted to put in this video. I thought that this was really interesting. I learned some stuff and I hope that you did too. Bye.